Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen auset-heru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it too, and don't forget to drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read the positive comments, and one of them might be yours. All right, so, when you finish watching the video, underneath this video is all of my information. So if you want to get in touch with me, if you want to get a reading done, if you want to get some Ask an Aquarius merchandise, if you want to send me a gift through Patreon, or if you want to become a Patreon patron, if you want to send me a gift through Amazon, any of those things are underneath this video. So we got a really interesting question here today, and let me read it to you. A woman hit me up. She is in a relationship, a 13-year relationship with an Aquarius man. And this woman is a Gemini. She told me that they've been together for this whole 13 years straight. And she said that the whole time he has been hot and cold. She was expecting him to warm up gradually. But she said that he warmed up, then got cold, warmed up, then got cold, like he goes back and forth. She said for like the first couple years, he gradually warmed up, like I said, and then around the third, fourth year mark, they had some problems. He got a little colder. And she said since then, it's been off on, off on, off on. She said that he's selfish a lot of times, which I do hear a lot about Aquarius. Sometimes in relationships, we are accused of being selfish. She said that he'll bring her things, like give her money or buy her things or give her a present one day, and then the next day barely even acknowledge her existence. And then on her birthday, she said he's coming with, gifts, and he's giving her things, and he gives her so many mixed messages because he does things for her that make her feel like they have a good relationship, and then he'll get cold and distant, and then he's back again, and then he's gone, and he's back, and he's gone, and he's back. And she said to me, what is it that makes an Aquarius act like that? Or what could make an Aquarius act like this? And can it be fixed? And my thing is this. If an Aquarius is running hot and cold and there aren't any mental health or drug and alcohol issues present, that's the first question. Is there any mental health? Is there any drug and alcohol problems? Because this is the behavior of either a mentally ill person or a person who is on drugs. I used to know this guy who was on cocaine. And whenever he was coming down from a cocaine high, he was really mean. I mean, just mean. And when he was high, he was really kind. He was really polite. He was really fun. And it was just like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So if these two things are not present, that's the first thing you want to do is rule them out. If they're not present, this is classic Aquarius behavior. In the sense that when an Aquarius goes hot and cold and there are no other issues present, it's because they're still upset with you about something. This Aquarius, especially 13 years, this Aquarius is upset about something. There's something that happened between the two of you that has not gone resolved in the Aquarius's spirit. So maybe in your first year or your second year, you said something off color, or maybe you messed around. Something happened that the Aquarius took negatively and isn't over. Because that's when we act like this. When an Aquarius is like in a relationship with you of any kind, but we're still angry with you about something, we've run hot and cold. Sometimes we're fine because the situation is not present, but we're not over it. So sometimes we're okay. And then other times we're not okay, especially when we're thinking about that situation. Or when something reminds us of that situation. Or if you do something shady that makes us think about that situation. So it sounds like to me that there's some unresolved problems here. And the only way to fix it is to pinpoint them, discuss them, and work through them. That's the only way to fix it. Otherwise, your Aquarius is just going to keep running hot and cold until either you get over it, you just say, F it, I don't care no more, or they're going to keep running hot and cold until the relationship is over. Most people just stay in there because most people stay in a relationship because it's hot sometimes. So a lot of people stick around for the hot times and they just deal with the cold times. Me personally, I would try to fix it. In any relationship, if there is an issue, I will try to fix it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because with most of these issues, if you don't fix them, it's going to break up the relationship, or you're going to find yourself in an unsatisfactory relationship. So I always try to fix it. Now, she said that she has often asked the Aquarius what's wrong, let's talk, things like that. And the Aquarius is always basically like, blowing her off. Like, oh, it's nothing, it's no big deal, that kind of thing. So if you can get the Aquarius, or you might even already know what things that the Aquarius is holding on to emotionally. If you can get the Aquarius to discuss those things and to work through those things, then you will be able to fix the relationship. If the two of you can go to couples therapy, for example, or if the two of you can just sit and talk about it on your own. It depends on what you're both comfortable with, but the bottom line is you got to do something. This needs some action. And the Aquarius can't just keep on saying, oh, nothing's wrong, and blowing it off. Y'all got to talk about it. Y'all got to be honest about it. This is a relationship. We're not talking about, playground, antics here. We're talking about a relationship. So the two of you got to talk about what's real, what really went wrong, how, you feel about it. Because mind you, it's been 13 years. So obviously, whatever it was that bothered him, you said it was around the 3-4 year mark. So whatever it was that bothered him, it wasn't enough for him to leave the relationship. So maybe it'd be enough to work on the relationship. So I would be honest with him. I would tell him, I would be like, sometimes you're really hot and cold. Sometimes you're wonderful and magnificent, and I think that we're so happy. And then sometimes you just act like you're the only person in the damn relationship. And I would tell him, what is it that makes you do that? Do you even know? And I would try to talk to him. I would try to talk to him until I was blue in the face. And I would tell him, I don't feel love in this relationship. When you go cold, I don't feel love. I feel like I'm by myself. And I would have those serious conversations with him. And that's how I would handle it. Now, he might not like it. He might not even be open to the conversation. But when you're in a relationship, communication is key. And I will let him know that if we're not going to talk about this and work through it and fix it, I'm not staying in this relationship. And if he doesn't want to do it, then I will walk. And that's with any relationship. If the other person doesn't want to work on it, I'm walking. That's it. That's the one thing I will leave anybody for. If we have a problem and you refuse to fix it, I'm not hanging in there. I'll hang in there with you to fix it. I'll go 20 rounds with you. But I'm not going to play that game. I'm not going to just be unhappy. Let's just be unhappy and act like we're not unhappy. Man, fuck that. Nah. William Williams said, great video, Queen. I can't fake the funk with people. I love that he said fake the funk. We used to always say that in the hood, fake the funk. It means being fake, basically. I can't fake the funk with people. New associates are on probation until considered otherwise. You ain't never lied. Probation, that's a good one. And people are on probation for like 3-4 years and they don't even know. The next message came from Janisha Griffin. Janisha said, if Aquarius man or woman block you, will they try to come back around when they are done being pissed at you? Sometimes, yes. We have Aquarius that we call the revolving door Aquarius. And these Aquarius will come back around when they're not mad at you. These Aquarius will walk in and out of your life like nothing happens sometimes too. That's why I call them the revolving door. It really does depend, because there are some times when you'll never hear from that Aquarius again. It depends on if they get over being pissed. There are people who never heard from me again, and they're still hoping and waiting that they'll hear from me again, and they're not. They're not going to hear from me again, mostly because I don't have any interest in them anymore. So basically, those relationships for me are dead. But they're like, certain people have said to other people, like this one guy, he told my friend, oh, she's just busy. I hadn't talked to him in 6 months, and he told my friend, oh, she's just busy, she'll come around when she feels like it. And I never did. That was 6 months when he made that statement, and we're talking about 15 years ago. So that 6 months stretched out to 15 years, and he's still thinking I'm gonna call one day. I'm not. So some Aquarius will do the revolving door and some of them won't. What it really depends on is two things. Is it an Aquarius who believes in revolving doors? Some of us don't believe in it and refuse to do it. Number two, the second question depends on how angry is the Aquarius and can they get over what they're mad about. They might turn back around. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.